Some information about internet addiction disorder is that it's known by a couple different names. It's known as compulsive internet use, problematic internet use, or I disorder. It was not taken seriously at first and wasn't seen as a disorder. So for a long time, there hasn't been a criteria resulting in a lot of different rates affecting the general population. This is a hard addiction to break from because it surrounds our world. You see it in phones, computers, iPads, Kindles, and it's very important to society today. There are 6 categories of internet addiction. There's gaming, social networking, email, blogging, online shopping, and pornography. Internet addiction is not all about time spent on the computer or on the internet, but how it is used. The addiction works like any other addiction to drugs or alcohol, where there is a chemical dependency, usually of pleasure, creating dopamine. This affects the gray matter in the prefrontal brain that associates with remembering details, attention, planning, and prioritizing tasks. It seems to be because there's a reward aspect with the internet. So one can find a good sale when they go onto the internet, or they find good news about a friend, or just anything of that kind of sort, and that's why it's very pleasurable to be on the internet and why it becomes such an addiction.
So for my part of the project, I had to do the stimulus of internet addiction, and stimulus basically means what causes the problem or like the situation. So the stimuluses for internet addiction I found were stress, depression, loneliness, anxiousness, and it can also come from having a history of other addictions. In the articles that I found, they also talked about how you can be addicted by looking for information, advertisements that are put onto your pages, and basically just diversions of your real life.
So the target behavior is lowering the amount of time spent on the internet each day. So this will help drastically improve the mental health because research suggests that depression is a leading comorbid disorder of internet addiction. And the setting goal is to raise awareness about the risk factors because people use the internet every day but don't realize the repercussions that they can have on the mental health and the physical health.
So as you know, our topic is internet addiction, and one of the things I had to talk about was how to remove it. So, being a good role model for someone, like at home, a parent or guardian or whoever's really with them, just showing them by, cutting back on your own time on the internet helps a lot. Trying to get them distracted in other subjects and interests also helps. Another side is trying to get someone who's been there before, like someone who's been addicted to the internet and online and just on social media as well, showing them that person's experience went well and trying to recover from that. And lastly, one of the other topics was to diagnose and encourage them to get out of it. So after doing some research on a couple articles, there's a test that someone posted to use in 2012, a clinical assessment of internet addicted clients. It was a test ranging from a score of 1 to 5 on each questions, with 20 questions. So they could go through, and whether this could be for someone who didn't want to, they didn't want to talk to a professional or anyone in their family about it, they could go online and do it themselves to really diagnose their problems and see if they wanted to really get the help they needed for this. And
so for this project, I do identify punishers for internet addiction. So a punisher is something used to decrease the frequency of behavior, in this case decreasing the amount of time spent on the internet. A positive punishment or punisher is adding something unwanted or undesirable, and a negative punishment or punisher is removing something desirable. So an example of a positive punishment would be a parent adding chores to their child's to-do list. Now that child has to spend time doing chores instead of being on the internet. And a negative punishment would be taking away their cell phone, computer, laptop, and now they can't access the internet at all. So, yeah.
Our program, Time's Up, is an app that can be used on any device imaginable. Time's Up is used to gradually limit screen time of one who is suffering from internet addiction.
This program is a great way to have time monitored by parents, guardians, partners, or doctor who have to sign in to allow the user to access the internet. This timing program slowly lowers the amount of screen time, lessening 1 hour of screen time gradually.
The user is allowed to access the given amount of time at any point in the day to help recover. The bonus to the program is it keeps the avid user active as well, giving them physical activities to accomplish each day to continue their usage of the internet the next day.
The activities can be random or assigned. This part of the program is monitored as well by a partner, parent, or guardian and must be signed off as complete to continue next day usage.
And to top the whole program off, it comes with bedtime, which is a mode that comes with the app that limits the access of the internet to 12 a.m. sharp.